Hello, everyone. Jonathan Casey here, acting as Mercury's messenger, and this is the show Random Stuff. How's everyone doing? How did you guys enjoy the Uranus shifting into Taurus? For me, I found the 15th actually shockingly chill. And I feel like that was part of the energies, really. Uranus rules ideas, and being in Taurus, um, Uranus was asking us about our true values. What our ideas are in regards to our values and our desires, our wants, and our earthly needs. Okay, um, I know the 13th and the 14th for myself. I felt the energy is rather intense, and Mother's Day, my mom was rather emotional. Um, Earlier that day, I have a half brother that was given up for adoption when well, I never met him before I was born, and the relationship there is, I'm sure my mom has some guilt about that, and then some of the traumas that caused have uh, ancestrally traveled into some of my own issues. Anyhow, um, no power plant exploded. When the shift happened, um, but there was actually threat to one. Okay, I find this kind of interesting too, because the Fukushima disaster, okay, we moved out of a water sign and a wave hit a nuclear power plant. We could kind of look at that as fire, right? So water hitting fire when Uranus moved out of water into fire. Now, okay, there was threat to a geothermal power plant filled with chemicals, so still dangerous, not nuclear. But geothermal is Earth, and Taurus is Earth, and we were moving out of fire, and lava, a wave of fire, almost threatened this power plant. I'm not sure what's going on in regards to that. I do know, however, that just prior to, or maybe after, it was definitely within the window that the volcano in Hawaii did go off. Um, that's pretty interesting stuff. Okay. Nonetheless, this energy isn't over. Okay, it happened on a new moon, so throughout this whole month, that this shift energy is going to be hot. Okay, we'll have a full moon on the 29th in Sagittarius, so this is bringing us to higher beliefs, higher education, um, philosophies, and possibly some travel. Uh, kind of deal is going on with that. Okay, but there's also a yearly moon cycle where we just had the new moon in Taurus, and in approximately 6 months from now we'll have a full moon in Taurus. And around that same time, I'm not. We'll go look at the charts in a second here, but actually, let's go straight to the chart right now. Okay. Oops, wrong window. This is what I wanted to collapse. Okay, so where I have brought us to is yesterday, the 16th, right? Yeah, today's the 17th, where Mars entered Aquarius, who was in a trine, oh no, sorry, a square to the Uranus shift. So Uranus rules Aquarius, and Mars just moved into, uh, Aquarius, Uranian type energy, And Mars retrogrades in this sign. Mars will be here for almost 6 months, okay? While this is going on as well, Black Moon Lilith and Pluto conjoined, okay? So, our shadow or our fears were being exposed to transform, and you know, we may have been trying to hide that. Um, the sun, though, is exciting it, and some issues most likely came up uh, in regards to something that we're not uh, ready to look at ourselves about. Um, so that still may be a little unclear. Anyhow, I wanted to talk more about the Mars in Aquarius, uh, the new moon. Well, I guess I talked about the new moon, but um, prior to this new moon was a full moon in Scorpio. Okay, so Pluto rules Scorpio. Here's some of this scorpionic energy. But what I wanted to show you, and how I was saying Mars is in this sign for 6 months, is 6 months down the line, or approximately there. November 7th is the full moon in Scorpio. Sorry, the new moon in Scorpio, coming off of that full moon Scorpio energy that we had prior to the shift. Um, and Mars, as we see, is still in Aquarius, still in Uranus's energy. And Uranus here on the 6th, I've done a video about this before, November 6th, Uranus backs into Aries. So we see a lot of those energies now coming back into play here again 6 months from now. When let's just, I didn't look yet, so this is new to me here as well. The full moon will be in Taurus. So that new moon that we just experienced, well, the full moon energy is right here 6 months later. Mars has now finally, by this full moon, Mars has finally left Aquarius. Um, so, Mars is bringing action into the Uranus energy for the next 6 months, okay, into the Uranus Aquarian type energy. We find Black Moon Lilith now here in the Uranian energy, having left Pluto behind in Capricorn. Um, you know, there's a nice trine here. I'm not going to get all into the deep readings of this. I'd rather look at it well ahead of time before doing that. I just kind of wanted to show you guys the similarities, between now and 6 months from now, and how a lot of this Uranus shift, I even felt like the worst part of the shift will be when he shifts back into Aries temporarily. But just like the Fukushima disaster, okay, Uranus had in 2010 had gone into Pisces, right? Yeah, it was Pisces. Retrograded, and then went back into Pisces. Sorry, Aries, leaving Pisces, right? Yeah. Where are we here? Should have left my glasses on. There we are. Aries, Pisces. Okay, so yeah, in 2011, okay, wasn't the first time that he left Pisces for Aries. It was the second time, as he had retrograded. So this Uranian energy, like I said, is still big for the next year. Okay, because 6 months from now is the full moon in Taurus, but 6 months after that is going to be just prior uh, to the new moon again in Taurus, where we'll be closing up this year's cycle before starting that next new moon in 2019 in Taurus. Okay, um, so yeah, uh, you know, I won't go further for now. I'll just look at it up to this point. You know, I'll do another video in the future when I get more familiarized again with that time frame. Okay, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you guys some points about the Uranus shift and how this energy is hot for the next 6 months with Mars in Aquarius, and the year-long moon cycles of the full moons happening, or the new moons happening in the opposite, from where they were now in the present. 6 months from now, they'll be doing their full moons and new moons in the opposite. In the opposite season, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you guys are learning a little bit that a lot doesn't happen overnight, even though Uranus is about shock. Okay, uh, the shock might be internal right now. It might be about just acknowledging and realizing some things. You know, uh, I'm sure there's lots of shock value still ahead of us. So be safe, be patient. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my subscribers, and see you guys all again really soon. Okay, bye for now.